Hello, everybody, and welcome to the List Critics.
This
I
is the List
am
Critics.
the Tanya.
You are the Tanya, and apparently you're going to be leaving about halfway through, so we also have the James with us. Doing me a huge
I,
favor here out of nowhere. Okay, so let's just get into this shit then, huh?
indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, you're low again, Tanya.
Okay, I said indeed.
I know you said that. I'm just saying your volume is down again.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
All right, well let's just go. Beginning how we do Tumblr getting deep. They be getting deep, guys.
Deep into
How
the
deep?
dark abyss as
Deep.
Tumblr.
Deep. Yeah, damn straight. All right. Alpha Omega says, I like wearing oversized sweaters. Not because they're extremely comfy and cuddly, but because whenever the sleeves are really big, I get to flop them around and smack people.
I love Alpha Omega Sin.
I don't think it's that person.
Oh, it's too bad, because I love that
Fangirl
guy.
Fluff and Feminism replies with, I love sleeve smacking people. Like Flippity Flop, you need to stop. And Baby
Stop.
Jesus in a hot dog bun replies with, Whippity Wap, don't talk crap. I like that.
I do like that.
Whippity Wap. Yeah, I can't even talk. Whippity Wap, don't talk crap.
Whippity wap.
All right. This next one is Tay JXR Dine says, please don't make fun of picky eaters because we annoy ourselves too. Is that so?
Is that
Well,
so?
none of us are picky eaters, so we can't attest to that.
I'm not really a picky eater now.
I'm definitely not a picky eater. How about you, James?
A little bit. A little
Oh,
bit.
okay. Do you annoy yourself?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Are you into fitness? Is in fitness whole pizza in my mouth? I'm into the seafood diet. I seafood, I eat it.
Hell fucking yeah.
All right. Vesley says, I only want to wear underwear and a crown all day.
Underwear and a crown all day.
Why not?
Well, I guess why not? Yeah, that's
How about socks and a Glock?
socks and a Glock.
Yeah. You don't mess with somebody who's just wearing socks and has a gun in their hand.
No, I think that'd be pretty bad, actually, wouldn't it?
That'd be the last person you want to mess with.
Yep.
Fart Gallery. I just want to say that at one point somebody decided to make a Tumblr account, and when I asked for their username, they typed in Fart Gallery.
Well, ain't that the shit?
It's certainly something. You say people who study poop are called scatologists, but I think they should be called turd nerds.
Turd nerd. Can I use that? Can I use turd
Well, I
nerd?
think that's the pejorative term.
Because that's a pretty funny thing, actually.
You're such a turd nerd.
You're a turd nerd.
Oh, by the way, Tanya, I meant to tell you this afterward, but you're going to be leaving halfway through. I don't know if you saw, but April had a little bit of her 15 minutes of fame today.
Oh, I saw that.
On Twitter,
yeah. That was awesome. I favorited the tweet and everything, too.
Yeah. Now, here's another one that I just can't get over, that they typed this name into the field and hit accept, and they decided that was going to be their Tumblr name from then on. Hung Ho. Hung Ho says, to be honest, drunk me is just like regular me, but twice as honest and 10 times as horny.
This makes sense, actually.
That's everybody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. This next one involves a picture, and I got to show it to you guys for the full effect. It's fabulous, and they said, taking selfies with my friends like, and then this picture. These two incredibly doofy-looking dogs laying on the ground. Looks like a selfie. I mean, the expression,
Nice.
Aww.
it's adorable. Yeah. And then, of
Oh,
course,
that's great.
the reply from Lisa Bean, aren't those the guys from Scrubs?
It's great.
That is
Adorable.
great. Come on, that
Adorable.
is great.
Okay, British prostitute says, I love riding dicks. Well, okay, it's D and then the star and then CKS, but apparently it's ducks because then they reply to themselves with a picture of a chick riding on a giant stuffed duck.
That's a thing that
I think
happens.
it's a Halloween costume. All right. Just Shower Thought says, it's strange how the brain doesn't register a a second the when written next to another the. Oh, it actually said it's strange how the brain. It's right. I didn't register it, and neither did the person who replied Crowley for King, who just says, "Fuck."
Wow, you would register that. Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
Jolene says, "You're up early. Joke's on you. I didn't sleep at all, and I'm in between energized and dying." Been there.
Been there.
Star Versa says, "My aesthetic is students at the library who have all their study materials out, but are blatantly not studying."
They're blatantly not studying.
Well, they're on the phone, whatever. They got all the shit out, and they're like, "Well, I'm all set up, but let me check Twitter first."
Let me check Twitter first.
And that takes about an hour, and then it's like, "Oh shit, got class, gotta go."
Let me check Twitter first. I'll be right back.
Yeah. P. Sentinel says, "When a sizable leaf falls onto my head, today I am truly blessed, for the forest gods have deigned to give me a beautiful new hat that I will cherish forever." What the actual fuck?
What? What?
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Now, I love this next one because it's just the way it's written. There's these line breaks, so it makes you say it a certain way. iMorb says, "How do snakes have sex? I mean, they're fucking noodles."
What? What?
To be honest, I kind of wonder about that myself, but I don't wonder enough to look it up.
Yeah, no.
Like,
no.
if somebody knew and they told me, I'd be like, "Oh, that's very interesting," but I'm not about to go look it up, how do snakes have sex, into Google, it's not going to happen.
That's the last thing I would do, actually. Yeah.
Okay, now, this person's name is Got It for Cheap, but there's no spaces, and I actually misread it at first as Go Tit for Cheap. That doesn't even make sense, but that's how I read it. So Go Tit for Cheap says, By far the best meme is British lads overreacting to something normal like Ian's bloody got a whole loaf of bread in his freezer. What an absolute madman. Gotta love Ian." And then it just shows this guy sweeping, and it says, "Lol, never let me drink and have a broom."
Okay.
What? What is this? I don't even.
I do not understand the question.
I think past people on the internet probably ask you the same thing now.
Okay, this next one just kind of annoys me.
Well, what's the next one?
I'm gonna let you describe this. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna put it into the chat portion here, and you're gonna, because I don't have the fortitude for this.
Oh God. All right, let's see. Britney Spears, September 30th. It's Britney, bitch. October 1st. It's Britney. No.
I guess.
No thanks.
No, thank you. No.
All right, moving on. H. Bunot says 98% of my upper arm strength comes from blow drying my hair, and the other 2% is from taking selfies.
Wow.
Tanya, is that you?
No, it's not me.
What?
I think that's Tanya's Tumblr.
That's not my Tumblr. I don't have a Tumblr.
Oh, that means she has one, but it's secret. R. Campbell 94 says seeing people your age who are against gay marriage is scary.
Well, I think anybody against gay marriage.
Well, no, I mean, if it's some 80-year-old dude, like, you're kind of like, he's from a different time. When it's some 21-year-old Tumblrite, it's kind of scary.
That's pretty scary. Yeah, that is.
So I understand that. Gelatin says, by day, I'm just a regular loser. By night, I'm the same loser, only it's nighttime.
Nighttime? Daytime!
Tanya's loser. All right. Guns Parsley Populated says, why I'd be kicked out of the Scooby Gang. Shaggy, Zoinks, Scooby, Rutrow, Daphne, Jeepers, Velma, Jinkies, me. Well, fuck.
Well, fuck.
That's hilarious.
Well, hey, you
There's
know.
entirely too much noise coming from one of you guys.
Might be me, maybe? Let's see.
He's like, it might be. See, yeah, she's quiet.
It's
Yeah, she's quiet. Well, it suddenly stopped, so I guess it is. What? Thirsting ain't dead? Is that? Alright. There's a whole conversation. Thirsting ain't dead says top 3 phrases that'll create sexual tension. Make me, oh really, and is that so? Certifiably replies with prove it. Sigmaritz says, what's in it for me? Aranete says, wanna bet. Cassie Black says, scared Potter. And finally, official Squidward says, can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? What the actual fuck?
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
What the shitting fuck is that shit?
That makes me smile.
James, are you getting sexual tension from any of these?
Nope.
Good.
What?
Okay, Czechshire says, I'm that friend that has to walk behind the others when the sidewalk doesn't fit a group of 3. No, a poor person. And Pierce the Sleeping Carlisle replies with, I think about this post a lot. And this is the last one. Winking Skeever says, is anyone else weirdly self-conscious about wiper blade speed? Like, I'm always afraid that I'll have them set too fast for the amount of rain happening, and people will look at me and judge me like, LOL, oh my god, bitch, he trying too hard.
Well, shit.
Who thinks of that? That's crazy. Who cares?
Seriously.
Have you ever seen somebody's, like, wiper blades go and you're like, oh, come on, it's not even raining.
Not even a thing.
Alright, out of, how many was this? I gotta go to the top. 21. What say you, James?
Give it a 20.
Tanya?
I'm gonna say a 19.
I'm gonna agree and say 19 as well. Alright, moving on. 15 Twitter jokes everyone should read. Brian Donaldson at the Nardvark says, can I get 2 boxes of Sudafed? Sorry, by law you can only buy 1 at a time. Okay, then just this 1 box of Sudafed and these 7 guns.
Okay.
Somebody's been to Walmart.
Right?
You know, I've been to a lot of Walmarts and I've never seen one that actually sells guns, and I kind of wonder if that's like a myth or something.
I've only been to one that sold guns, and that was back in Florida.
Yeah, well, Florida's like a different country.
Florida? John.
Well, come on. You watch The Angry Grandpa, right?
Yes.
He has this shirt, and they never really brought attention to it. But I paused once to read what his shirt says, because it had a picture of the outline of Florida on it, right?
Yeah.
And it says, God bless America, except Florida. Fuck Florida.
Wow.
Okay, Maura Queens at Behind Your Back says, maybe everyone's in therapy these days because we've hit the point where being listened to is rare and valuable that it's worth paying for. Well, damn.
Okay.
Well, Lucy Van Pelt did it for 5 cents, so I don't know how expensive it really is. Oh, shit.
Don't die.
Growly Greg. Sorry, I took a bite of potato and it's like way saltier than I expected.
Oh.
Growly Grigo at Growly Grigo says, the opposite of Apollo Anton Ono is Dionysus Antoff Hell Yeah.
Okay.
That shouldn't be as funny as it is, and it's not even that funny.
No, it's not even that funny.
All right, Audrey Farnsworth at Autopenny says, no, I don't want to go to a haunted house for fun. I'm scared by like 500 normal things every day.
I'm not right.
I like the haunted houses. I don't get the people that actually get scared, though.
Well, the only haunted house that ever scared me was back in Fall River, and that was because it had clowns in it.
Oh, well, that you have a coulrophobia, but me and a friend and his girlfriend at the time, who's now his wife, went to a haunted house in upstate New York once, and it was pretty cool. I mean, but I gotta tell you, me and Kara, that's his now wife, we're just going through it like, yeah, this is pretty cool. You know, we like Halloween. This is awesome. I'm gonna fuck a leaf. Let's get some pumpkin cider, that kind of shit, right? And he's like scared to death.
Really?
Like, they had this one guy who comes out and just, like, screams at you. That's his thing. He just comes out of a corner like, "Ah!" And I just, like, went to... he comes out like, "Ah!" And I went, "Ah!" back at him, you know? Like, you motherfucker, don't scream at me.
Don't scream, I'll
But
fuck
the
your
room
ass
that...
up.
This was my friend Brandon, and I know he's listening because he's really been watching my YouTube videos and commenting a lot. And, I mean, he commented on the last List Critics 2, because I was talking about... Oh, no, it was Potato Cast, actually, but he's commented on List Critics. There was this room with, like, all these, like, severed hands and feet hanging from the ceiling. But it was like, you know, they were plastic, you know. They didn't even look that realistic, but it really kind of creeped him out because they were low enough that they were pretty much touching you. And you had to walk through them. And I'm walking behind him, and of course I'm taking the hands and, like, making them, like, touch his shoulder and shit. Yeah, that was fun.
Interesting.
And that was also the first time I ever had hot apple cider, which I did not know was a thing, but it is really awesome.
Sal's agrees.
Silas, definitely. He agrees several times. Okay, Glenn Rockowitz at Just a Ride says, places on a unicycle is not... Oh, okay. Places a guy on a unicycle is not going. 1, to get laid. 2, to make a bank deposit. And 3, heaven.
Wow.
The anti-unicycle is strong with this man.
Things. Wow.
Who the fuck rides a unicycle? All right. Sam Reed says, just helped a man find his dog, and I walked away with nothing. Helping people is the worst. I could have had a new dog.
Sounds agrees.
He does. Amanda Like Wine says, whenever you're having a bad day, just think of the guy who has to put the circus tent back in its bag. Well then. I don't imagine it comes in a bag.
That is terrible.
You know what? It's probably like a really complicated process to get that shit folded up, you know?
Oh, yeah. Probably takes them like a day. 2 days, maybe.
Yeah, a couple hours at least. Pony Star Wars at Tigers Go Roar. That's this chick picked that as her name. I wish there was some type of wooden cage I could keep this thing in at night. So says the inventor of the crib.
Okay.
That's sick. All right. Ted Travelstead at Trumpet Cake says, for 2 summers, I lived in a mini golf windmill doing research on angry dads.
Angry. Okay, that gave me a giggle.
That's funny as it should be. Okay, Maggie Mull at I Am Maggie Mull says, trending on Facebook right now, everyone else's success. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Ol at Dulcitry says, Spider sits at a computer and Googles probability of being eaten by a human in his lifetime. Holy shit, Sharon, come see this.
Oh, yeah, right?
Oh, jeez.
Karen Kilgariff at Karen Kilgariff says, if your funny story goes longer than 30 seconds, I walk.
Longer than 30 seconds, I
That's
walk.
a very short attention span, right?
That is
there,
a pretty damn short attention span, yeah.
Trevor S. at Treb So Electric says, I have some bad news. Are you sitting down? I didn't think so. Somebody stole all of your chairs. Well, that's the thing that happened.
That is a thing that happens.
I love this guy's name, Amish Porn Star.
Amish porn star?
Yeah. But the actual URL is at Amish Porn Star 1, which makes me think that Amish Porn Star was already taken, and he had to tack a number onto it. He says, I love when we spend quality family time sitting by the light of our respective devices.
Aha.
Well done. And finally, Damian Owens at Owens Damien says, the year is 2246. Disease and hunger have been eradicated. The terraforming of Mars is complete. The symbol for save is still a floppy disk.
Floppy.
You know that's absolutely going to be true.
Oh, of course.
Probably.
I mean, if you look at any fucking program right now, what's the save icon? A fucking floppy disk. Most people who are, like, younger than us who are looking at that don't even know what that is. They just think it's the save icon.
That is true.
When's the last time any of us had a computer that even had a floppy disk drive?
Oh, of course.
Back in the frickin' what, 90s or something?
90s.
Well, back in like early 2000s, they still sold them with the floppy disk drives, but it was really an afterthought at that point. All right, so out of 15, I enjoyed this batch. I'm going to say 14. What do you say, James?
14.
Tanya?
I'm going to say 14 as well.
We are in full 14 agreement. Our 14 is strong. I don't even know what I'm trying to get at here.
Our 14 is strong. I'm going to remember that
I don't
one.
know. I kind of went in a direction that didn't need to be trodden at all. All right, I got an interesting one here. I think it's interesting just based on the title here. It's 10 bizarre theories about famous people. So these are famous people throughout the ages, and there's just these weird theories about them. And number 10 is, okay, we all know Abraham Lincoln, right?
Abraham Lincoln.
Freed the slaves, the first Republican, he's on the $5 bill, and according to this, might be gay. Or might have been gay.
What?
Really?
Well, there's a lot of people that think that. A lot.
Really?
A lot of people think that Abraham Lincoln was the first gay president. He was closeted, of course. But it's based on, I'm not even reading what they're saying here, but from what I've heard, it's based on the fact that he did, like, even though he was married, he barely spent any time with his wife. He didn't really like her, it seemed. Like, he referred to her as that annoying woman, you know? And apparently spent most of his time in a log cabin with another dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's some evidence, of course, that he had sex with women, he had children, but on the other hand, he might have, liked a little bit of the old ball sack.
I don't know how I feel about that.
He might have been bisexual. That's a possibility, too, you know.
Oh, that is a possibility,
Okay.
yeah.
Number 9, Adolf Hitler, escaped Germany and became a priest. Wow,
No.
worst priest ever.
Worst priest ever. No.
No, I think that they've pretty conclusively proved that he died, you know.
He died, dude.
But you hear these rumors of him. Oh, he's in South America. He's here. He's there. You know. But it's always interesting to hear about because honestly, it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. You know.
No, we wanted,
We wanted to capture him, try him, and hang him. We didn't want him to shoot himself in the head and have his buddies burn his body.
right.
So, who knows? All right, number 8. Orson Welles. We all know who Orson Welles is, of course. Orson Welles killed the Black Dahlia.
Okay.
In case anybody out there doesn't know who the Black Dahlia is, she was essentially a movie star who was murdered, and they never really solved it, you know. But she was pretty fucked up. I don't know how you would associate that with Orson Welles, though.
How would you associate that with Orson Welles?
I don't know.
That's so weird. Like,
As a
that's
matter
really-
of fact, according to this, there's some question of whether the two of them ever even met.
Oh my god, what?
So that, yeah. Okay, number 7's also about Hitler.
Oh
A
god.
lot of conspiracy about Hitler. And this is, I've heard this one many times, that he had monarchism. Do you guys know what monarchism means?
And like,
Isn't that like this like disorder where you want to be like royalty or something like that?
No. Not monarch.
Monoism.
Monorchism. Orchism. Think like
Orchism?
orchid. That's a hint, by the way. James, do you know what monorchism is?
nope.
It's only having one ball.
Oh,
I've heard that
Okay.
many times. He was lowballing with the single ball. Yeah.
Okay. But wouldn't that like contradict the whole having kids thing though?
You could have kids. It's a lot harder too. Did
Oh.
he even have children?
Did he? I don't think he did he?
I mean, I know he had a girlfriend, but I don't know that they
Oh.
ever had kids.
I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea
I
if
don't
he had
think
kids.
so. I don't think he ever had children.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, there was some stories he was born without a testicle, or got shot off in World War One. You know, there's no way to tell either way. So.
Well, you know what happened was I went back to World War II and I was like, "Fuck you!" and I just blasted him. You know.
Well, why wouldn't you blast him in the head?
I missed.
Oh, you missed.
I missed. Yeah. You know?
Okay, number 6. Nikola Tesla communicated with aliens.
Okay, I've heard that one before.
You've actually heard that, huh?
I've heard that one before.
That's
yeah.
pretty crazy. Why Tesla in particular, I wonder?
Oh,
Because of the genius of Tesla and how it can't be, you know, the fact that Tesla is a genius, but that he had to have had contact with aliens in order to create the things that he's created, so forth and so forth. You know.
Well, maybe they should have. Maybe if the aliens were that smart, they could have told him to stay the fuck away from Thomas Edison.
Well, you'd think, but yeah, this is why the conspiracy theory is why it's a theory.
well, see, the reason I would think that, I mean, it's a possibility because the way he didn't really care much about, like, being rich for his inventions and stuff like that, because he figured, oh, well, there's them. Who cares about this?
Yeah.
Just a theory, of course, but, you know.
Okay, number 5 is about Shakespeare, and you know, everybody always wants to say Shakespeare didn't actually write his plays. This is saying that Christopher Marlowe wrote his plays.
I've heard that one.
Why is it so hard to believe that Shakespeare wrote his own shit?
I don't know why. I've heard that one a couple of times too. It's kind of weird to me.
Maybe it's Christopher Marlowe fanboys amongst the literary community. It's like, oh, well, I think he did it instead.
Well, you know what's interesting is that they do have a resemblance to each other.
Do they?
Yeah, they you know, the hair is wildly different, but they have similar facial features, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, number 4. This is very funny. Barbara Bush's father was the occultist Aleister Crowley. That's just funny.
Wow. I can't even.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, actually.
Pretty crazy. Speaking of Bush, number 3, George W. Bush drank and used cocaine while in office. Well, I mean, we know that he was a drinker and that he used drugs in his youth. I don't know if he did it in office. It would certainly explain a couple of things.
Well, that would explain a couple of things.
Not
Yeah.
everything, but a couple of things.
A couple of things.
Yeah, who knows? All right, number 2, Abraham Lincoln, again, was assassinated by the Catholics.
I don't know that one.
I'm trying to imagine why the Catholic Church would want Lincoln dead.
Yeah, but, I mean... That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make much sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. None of these really make that much sense.
Well, of course. If they made sense, then they
I
wouldn't
mean,
be
the most credible one on here is that Lincoln might have been into dudes.
That one I could kind of see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rest of these are nuts. Well, then again, this is bizarre theories, right?
Yeah, this is true. This is
And
true.
here's number 1 most bizarre theory: the biblical Cain justifies slavery. Okay, I've heard this. I know you guys are not like Christians, but you're pretty familiar with Cain and Abel, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And have you ever heard of the mark of Cain?
Mark Cain?
No.
Well, the Bible
Wow.
says that after Cain killed his brother and God caught him, he put the mark of Cain upon him, and that he would be forever marked. And the Bible is not very clear on what that actually means. Like, is it actually a physical mark, or is it some sort of spiritual thing? But some people have led that to, they've interpreted that Cain became black after that. And that all black people are descendants of Cain.
That makes no sense.
No.
No,
Oh.
well, look, does the
No,
Bible,
I get it.
does the Bible make much sense to begin with?
No.
I mean, it says that, you know, day and night was created before the sun, so. But
Yeah, I
let's,
don't like it either.
but examining this, I've heard a bunch of people trying to twist the Bible around to justify racism, and that's probably the most goofy one.
That's gotta be the most goofy one.
Yeah. Especially
mean-
when you consider that, like, at the time, there were only, like, 7 people on the planet, according to the Bible, at least. So, this one black guy, you know, is everybody, all the black people in the world, all come from him?
Really? I mean, really?
But there were only, like, 7 people in the world, so everybody should be pretty black by now, then, don't you think?
You'd think.
But whatever. Either, you know, honestly, either that or there would be no black people. It would have been bred out. You need a lot more people than that. But then again, you know these people. They think the world's only a couple of thousand years old. They're fucking a little nutty. Out of 10, I'm gonna give this a 10 because some of these were really kind of crazy.
I'm gonna give this a 10 as well, actually.
James?
A 10.
So that's a 10, 10, 10, and Hitler's only got 1 ball.
Hitler's only got 1 ball.
He's lowballing it.
He's lowballing.
That is crazy, though. I never heard that the Bushes are descended from Aleister Crowley.
That's pretty fucked, actually.
That just sounds like something somebody would make up just because they don't like him, you know?
Right?
But that could be it. That could be it. That could be the you know, I don't know.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a little crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure that, you know, like, whoever... they're always going to make up shit about people, you know what I mean? Like, what you know, like, they'll probably say, like, I don't know, like, Bernie Sanders is, like, Marilyn Manson's dad or something, you know? Which would probably make him more popular, but I digress.
Right? I was just going to say, probably make him more popular again.
But I digress, you know, that's just, I don't know.
Probably make him more popular.
Okay, I got another one. This is from Listverse as well. 10 recent stories that prove Mother Nature is fucking with us.
Oh boy.
The actual list says screwing with us. I punched it up a little.
Okay.
Number 10, wild small-toothed sawfish experience virgin births. So apparently, do you guys know what a sawfish is?
Sawfish?
Sawfish?
It's a weird fucking fish. It looks like somebody took a shark and pounded it with a hammer until it was flat, and then they gave it a chainsaw for a nose.
Wow.
The nose part literally looks like a chainsaw.
Alright, I've seen those before.
Yeah, they're fucked up looking animals. Apparently, they've been reproducing asexually, which is weird because fish are sexual, and that's, you know, that's kind of crazy. So somehow an unfertilized egg hatched and became another sawfish.
Uh-huh.
Which essentially means they're cloning themselves.
I was just going to say, isn't that like cloning
Yeah,
themselves then?
it's asexual reproduction. Yeah. It's crazy.
My brain just did a flip-flop.
Okay, number 9, an insect has evolved working gears. Apparently there is a clockwork bug walking around somewhere.
All of a sudden I'm thinking about Tinker Knight all of a sudden.
When he's a little dude, right?
Right,
Throwing wrenches
you
at
know?
It's called Isis coleoptratus, which is a little hopping insect, very tiny. It's like 3 milliliters long. So, and it's got gears, apparently. And they're on the back legs, and they actually allow the appendages to move simultaneously, which lets it jump.
People think I'm the weird one.
You keep saying that, and that was the weirdest time to say it. Okay, number 8. It's recently been discovered through a study that didn't really need to be done, but apparently scientists were bored. They found that all mammals take the same amount of time to urinate.
Huh.
Now, you think that they would do this by having like a whole bunch of different animals and trying out different diets and having a control group and observing it. No, these scientists sat there and watched YouTube videos of animals pissing.
That's not a reliable
Serious?
way.
Now, well, this is what it says. The Georgia Institute of Technology study that observed this was so bizarre that it recently won an IG Nobel Prize. The team watched 28 videos of mammals peeing on YouTube and then went to the Atlanta Zoo and experienced for themselves the glory of watching multiple animals pass water. So they all mammals that are larger than rats take 21 seconds to pee.
I don't.
Now, I don't agree with this. Because
Wow.
I'm a mammal, and I'm larger than a rat, and sometimes you only get 6 drops, and sometimes it takes a while, you know, like when you just woke up. Maybe you
Well,
had a couple
yeah.
of beers the night before, and you're there for longer than 21 seconds. But what they're basically saying is that, like, if it's like a cat, it may release a few droplets over 21 seconds, but an elephant lets loose this big gush, and it lasts 21 seconds. I don't know. I think they're just fucking... I don't know if Mother Nature's fucking with us. I think the Georgia Institute of Technology is fucking with us.
Well, I could see that.
Yeah. I think that they just wanted to watch some animals peeing,
Which is
and somebody
gross.
walked in on them while they were sitting there watching these YouTube videos. I presume they had their own dicks out, and they were like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And they research.
research.
And then they had to release a study to prove it. Number 7, there is no such thing as vegetables.
There's no such thing as vegetables.
Okay.
There is no such thing as vegetables.
Okay, well, this is apparently a linguistic thing. Apparently, vegetable's not a biological term, and that anything that you would call a vegetable can fall into some other category, is what they're saying. That's semantics as far as I'm concerned. Like,
Yeah,
for
that's
example, they're
probably-
saying radishes and carrots are roots, you know, onions and garlics are bulbs, potatoes are tubers, asparagus is stems, lettuce is a leaf.
Okay.
I think that somebody just has too much time on their hands.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
I mean, imagine saying to your kids, eat your leaves.
No.
Number 6, you might secretly be 2 people.
Let me check. Nope, I'm here.
I think they're talking about chimerism,
Oh.
where
well,
different parts of your body could have different DNA because you have a fused twin.
That's true.
I think that's what they're talking about. Number 5, chickens can be made to walk like dinosaurs.
What the fuck?
Okay, now, there's two things I want to say about this, all right?
Okay.
There's two things I want to say about this. One is just me saying that chickens are dinosaurs.
Yes.
Birds in general are dinosaurs.
Yes.
Secondly, do you know how they got the chicken to walk like a dinosaur?
Oh God, how?
How?
They stuck a plunger on its butt.
You know, I could have gone my whole life having never heard that and been okay. But now that I've heard it, I think my life is now complete.
I think that if you stick a plunger on something's ass, it's going to walk funny.
What? Okay. I gotta ask. Who thought? Let's put a plunger on a chicken's ass. Who actually?
This is I can answer that. The University of Chile. Are they bored down there in Chile?
Apparently. Maybe they just have so many chickens that they figured, okay, we'll just do this.
Or maybe they have an overabundance of plungers. Tanya's broken. Tanya just got broke.
I broke. Yeah.
That's Andrew. I gotta tell him I'm not gonna be at the movie.
That actually broke me.
All right, well, put yourself back together because we got 4 more of these. Number 4, misbehaving black holes. Now let's see what these naughty black holes are up to.
Misbehaving black hole.
Okay, well, apparently they found a galaxy that they recently able to see because of, new telescopes and shit. And you know how, like, most galaxies have the black hole in the middle.
Yes.
According to this, the Ganymedes black hole was 30 times larger than should have been physically possible.
30 times larger?
Yeah.
That's
Too big
pretty
for its
fucking
boots,
huge.
is what they say. Shouldn't be possible for it to be so large.
But it is.
Well, obviously we've got to rethink. That's the thing about science. You're always rethinking what you think,
That's pretty interesting, actually, because supermassive black holes are huge.
Already very big, yes. Well,
I find
this
that
is a super duper massive black hole.
Yeah, that's like an ultra. That's like Street Fighter 4 Ultra right there. You know?
What? Street Fighter 4 Ultra? That doesn't even make sense. Honestly, Tanya, I don't get the reference.
Oh, come on. If you have like Street Fighter 2 Turbo, blah, 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 you have all these versions, and Street Fighter 4, like Ultra, Mega, fuck me,
Okay, well, but there really is an Ultra Street Fighter 4.
I know, which I don't...
But what does that have to do with black holes?
Because for me, the Street Fighter series has become a black hole. So there
You're just saying it sucks.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
A supermassive black hole.
Number 3, chimps have already begun the revolution. Okay. All right, so apparently they've been using drones to study chimps in the wild, and apparently they're not too happy about this, and apparently they've been coming up with some pretty ingenious ways to destroy these drones that are watching them.
Does it get you fleeing poo at them?
Oh, no, I said ingenious. Listen to this. At Burgers Zoo in the Netherlands, a group of filmmakers were flying a drone over the chimpanzee compound. When they got to the top of the enclosure, something surprising happened. A female chimp used a stick to attack the drone, knocking it from the sky. The group then proceeded to rip the drone to shreds. That in and of itself isn't particularly interesting, but what came next is after studying the footage, scientists released a paper that made a terrifying claim. The chimp who attacked the drone had planned it all in advance.
Oh, wow.
The drone had already done a practice sweep over the compound when chimps were seen gathering sticks to attack it with. When it came back, they were waiting for it, allowing it to get close before launching their assault. The video of their faces showed they weren't afraid. In other words, the stick hit wasn't just a lucky strike by an animal flailing around in panic, but rather a deliberately targeted attack.
Oh, wow.
Listen to this. Added to other reports about chimps developing tools for consuming alcohol. I, for one, welcome our primate overlords. All right, number 2. This is frightening. It is possible to give yourself a skin orgasm.
A what?
What?
Okay. What the fuck? All right. I just read a little bit of it. You know how, like, when you hear something really awesome, like music, or you just experience something and you get that, like, tingly feeling, you get goosebumps?
Yeah.
They're saying that some people that get that so intensely that it's like sexual pleasure. It's called a skin orgasm, and it can be triggered by pretty much anything.
Okay. Huh.
All that.
I just learned something new.
I learned something I really didn't need to know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And number 1, there's a village where girls spontaneously turn into boys.
What?
Whoa. What?
Okay, well, where is this village? That's what I want to know. Okay, it's in the Dominican Republic. Let me read it. Okay, what?
What?
Okay, so they say some cultures, women, when they reach puberty, they could decide that they're dudes and they live as dudes, right? So basically there are some cultures that are way more accepting of trans people than we are. But in this particular village, some girls go through something called guevidoses, which means penis at 12. This is because a normally incredibly rare genetic mutation that affects 1 in 90 of the village's children literally causes these girls to sprout a dick.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It causes abnormally low levels of an enzyme known as 5-alpha reductase, which is responsible for a penis growing while a male baby is in the womb. For these girls, it doesn't kick in until puberty. So, apparently they are biologically male, but they don't develop male characteristics until puberty due to a genetic disorder.
That's
So
weird.
it's possible in this village if you're a native, you have a baby, you think it's a girl, but it's just a really late blooming dude.
Oh, that's so different. I mean, I find that fascinating, actually.
It's
Yeah, me
definitely
too.
interesting, yeah. That's a thing that happens in there, yeah.
I wonder if it worked in reverse, too. Like,
I don't think that's possible because when you know the biology of it, you know that fetuses are all female.
oh, that's true, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You can't be male and then just like your dick falls off one day, you know.
Okay, that just made me laugh, actually.
All right, out of 10, this was pretty fucking interesting. I'm gonna give it a 9. What do you guys say?
Give it a 9.
I'm going to give it a 9 as well.
We got 3 9s. Okay. I got a couple lists here from What Culture, which is a fun place to go to. 10 actors that you hate because of one role.
10 actors that you hate because of one role.
Can you think of any of them? Like an actor that you just detest because of one role they did that just for whatever reason pissed you off or whatever?
Ben Affleck.
Well, if you hate Ben Affleck, it's probably for more than one reason. A couple of his early movies were crap.
Yeah,
What were you thinking of, like Daredevil? Or
I was thinking Daredevil and also...
Daredevil wasn't his fault, though. He didn't write the script.
what's the other movie there he did?
I would think for Ghibli.
Was it Jiggly? Was it
Ghibli,
that one? Or?
I don't know how you're supposed to say it.
Yeah, that one there, too.
Cool, do not watch. James, is there any actor that you hate for, like, a role? Just, like, one role?
Hate for a role in a movie?
Yeah.
No, nothing like too terrible. I would think. I don't think.
Well, here's 10 examples. Number 10 is Cuba Gooding Jr. Can you guys guess what role made Cuba Gooding Jr. hated?
No.
Boat Trip, which I've never heard of.
I never heard of that. Huh.
No?
Apparently, it's incredibly offensive, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what he was thinking with that. Number 9, Elizabeth Berkley. Now, the first question is, do you even know who Elizabeth Berkley fucking is?
Saved by the
Yeah.
Bell.
Yeah,
Saved by the Bell.
And then,
First Wives Club.
well, you could probably guess what role makes her hated.
Oh, you mean
Striptease.
Showgirl?
Yeah, Showgirls. No, Striptease was Demi Moore. Yes, Showgirls, but how could you be mad at her when she showed you so much skin? That's what my question is.
I don't know, maybe someone didn't like what they saw.
I liked it. Not the movie, but I liked what I saw. All right, number 8 is John Travolta. I don't hate John Travolta, but if I was to, it probably would be because of Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, I have to agree on that one.
Fuck that movie.
Fuck that movie.
Just everything about it.
It can literally go fuck itself.
Literally, huh? That's okay. Number 7, Katherine Heigl.
Katherine Heigl. Huh?
And they're saying basically everything that she's done after Knocked Up.
Everything she's done after Knocked Up.
Well, that's not one role now.
No, that's like...
That's several, yeah.
Yeah, that's several, yeah.
Number 6 is Gerard Butler.
Which one?
Law-abiding citizen, apparently. Well, he
Wait. I liked her in that movie.
Well, he really fell off the map, and I always wondered why. Maybe it was that movie. I don't know.
No, he's played in movies after that one.
Yeah, but, he was like a really big star for a while, and then all of a sudden, you don't see him. Because he was in everything for a little while. Sort of like what happened with Colin Farrell. He was in everything for a couple of years, and then it's like, who the fuck is Colin Farrell?
Yeah.
All
Colin
right.
Farrell, yeah.
Number 5 is Chris O'Donnell.
Batman and Robin.
To be fair, I didn't like him before Batman and Robin, so...
I didn't like him much either, but yeah.
What was he on? He was on Sliders or some shit?
Sliders.
Oh, Chris
Yeah.
O'Donnell?
Yeah. Was that what he was on?
No, that wasn't Chris O'Donnell.
What was he on?
O'Donnell.
Well, I know now he's on NCIS
No, but I
Los
mean,
Angeles.
before he was on Batman and Robin, he was known for a show, a TV show. Wasn't it Sliders?
I could have sworn it was Sliders.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, because I can't remember him being anything besides Batman and Robin and NCIS Los Angeles.
I know before Batman and Robin, he was known for some fucking TV show.
Interesting, not to go off topic here, but interesting little tidbit. I have a friend who he teaches Filipino martial arts. His fellow teacher of that martial art actually taught Chris O'Donnell to do Filipino martial arts for NCIS Los Angeles.
Oh, well, there you
He
go.
actually has a picture of it.
You know, according to this, I don't know what he was on. He was not on a TV show. He was in Scent of a Woman and The Three Musketeers.
He wasn't in a TV series? I thought he was in a TV series.
According to this, no. I'm on IMDb right now.
That's kind of weird.
The only TV series he was ever on before Batman and Robin was Jack and Mike, and it was a single episode that he was on. And that was in the 80s.
Well,
Alright.
ain't that a thing?
I don't know why he annoys me so much then. Maybe it is Batman and Robin. All right. All right, well, number 4 is Cameron Diaz. You know who we know that absolutely hates Cameron Diaz is Jesse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't like her at all.
Hmm.
According to
Oh.
this, Bad Teacher was the movie that made her very disliked. Which I didn't see. I haven't heard from her in a long time. Maybe that's why.
Or maybe that is why, yeah.
Number 3, oh God, well, all right, take your pick with Adam Sandler.
Oh, Adam Sandler?
Let me ask you guys to guess, though, like, what do you think was the tipping point where Adam Sandler officially started to suck?
Officially started to suck?
Yeah, the movie that was, like, everything after that was crap, you know?
I'm going to say probably from maybe Little Nicky onward.
No. No,
Adam
Tanya.
Sandler?
No, Tanya. No, that's way too old.
Because, I mean, I hated Little Nicky. I thought
Well,
that
I
was
hated
horrible.
Little Nicky, too, but you gotta admit, he also made Punch Drunk Love right after that, too, you know?
I didn't see Punch Drunk Love.
Oh, it was actually really good. Not a comedy, though. James, what would be your guess, the official tipping point of when he became a total shithead? See, when I say it, you guys are going to be like, oh, of course.
No idea.
Jack and Jill.
Oh, God. Jack.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
That's the movie where everybody's like, okay, you know what? He's an asshole.
Oh, goddess, I hated that
And
movie.
everything that he's done since then has just been on that level. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
Well, I don't know anybody that actually hates Johnny Depp, but according to this, his role in Mordecai was very polarizing.
Oh, and Mordecai?
Yeah. Which I didn't
Well,
see.
I've heard that before, too, actually, so, yeah, I could kind of see.
There was nothing about that movie that made me want to see it, though, so I guess I can, yeah. All right. And number 1 is Eddie Murphy.
Oh,
This
Eddie
is
Murphy?
he's kind of like Adam Sandler. You could really take your pick here. But the movie they're picking is Norbit.
Yep.
I
agree.
would go further back than Norbit. I would say Pluto Nash was the
Oh, Pluto.
movie that made
God.
everybody hate him, but... All right,
Oh.
so out of 10, I don't know. This one's a little weaker than I expected. I'm going to give this a 6. What do you guys say?
I'm going to say a 5, actually.
5? What do you say, James?
You're a 4.
All right. I got another one hit. Now, this is interesting. I don't know how good this is going to be, but I like the title of this. It's 12 great movies that you'll never watch again, and why you'll never watch them again.
Oh, great.
All right. Let's see what
Okay.
we got. Number 12 is Dead Man's Shoes. No, I never even heard of this, to be honest with you. Guys,
Yeah, I can hear you.
I know you can hear me. How about saying something?
Oh,
But
all I heard was, all I heard is just what you said. That's all I heard.
You heard what I said.
No, I heard what you said just now, not like before.
Dead Man's Shoes, a movie I never even heard of.
Oh,
heard of
no,
it.
I never heard of that.
Okay, so we're just going to move on with that one. Number 11 is Old Boy.
Oh, boy.
Well, that's just... they're talking about the original. I mean, either way, it's just sort of creepy. I mean, I agree. I wouldn't want to watch that again.
No, I don't want to watch that again.
Number 10, Requiem for a Dream.
Requiem for a Dream?
I would argue that that's not exactly a great movie.
No, not really.
It's certainly very pretentious.
Yeah.
That's about as far as I'd go there. Number 9 is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Ear.
What is this? I don't even.
Ear.
Yeah. Number 8 is We Need to Talk About Kevin.
No, we don't.
Can you imagine going to a movie theater and going up to the box office saying, I need 2 tickets for We Need to Talk About Kevin?
I can't do that. My brain would die.
Yeah, it's just... No, it's not-
no, you're like 2 for. We need to talk about Kevin.
yeah, it's just not... Okay, number 7 is Grave of the Fireflies. I have a feeling Tanya's seen this. I haven't.
Yeah, I have seen that, actually.
Would you watch it again?
No.
Okay.
Not
Well-
even, like, remotely.
Isn't this, like, super depressing?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually.
That's what I've heard. Number 6 is 12 Years a Slave. I haven't even seen this, although I do want to see it.
12 Years a Slave?
Yeah.
I've never seen that one.
I kind of want to, though. I heard it was good. All right, 5 is Irreversible. Well, that's why you can't watch it again. It's right there in the title. There you go.
It's irreversible.
All right, number 4 is Orphan. Okay. Isn't this the movie about the creepy little girl, but it turns out she's not a little girl?
Yeah, she's like 30 years old. She was in like a Russian mental institution, and she got adopted or some shit.
Now,
Is that what it is?
Yeah, because she's just like a little person, you know? But she pretends to be a little girl and gets into people's houses and kills them or some shit.
Yeah, I don't...
I think if you know that going in, it's just going to make it funny.
Yeah. It's not something I would watch again, though.
Yeah. Right, number 3 is Blue Valentine, which I've never even heard of.
I've never heard of that.
I know Blue Velvet, which is a movie I wouldn't want to watch again, but that's because it's bad.
Agreed.
Number 2 is The Tree of Life. Are these all, like, independent movies from the last couple of
They
years?
gotta be, because I've only heard of
Nobody's
like, a few
ever
of them.
heard of. All right, and number 1 is 127 Hours.
Never heard of that one either.
That's that movie.
That's James Franco, right? It's about the story of the hitchhiker who gets his arm stuck and he winds up having like cut it off or something.
He's like wedged between 2 rocks for 127.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, people who have watched that movie have gone to that place because it's based on a true story, and they have also gotten themselves stuck in that spot because they're idiots. It's like, well, you saw the movie, now let's go out and die just like that idiot almost did.
Okay, guys, looks like I'm out of here. My
All
my
right.
ride just got here.
Okay, don't all right, don't hit the hang up button because you'll fuck us. Give me a second, I'll remove you.
Okay.
All right. See
Have
ya,
a great
Tanya.
night, guys.
Bye.
Too. Hey John, can you give me like 2 minutes?
Sure, yeah.
Alright, bye.
And James is back and quite out of breath. All right, well, I got I think this next one's good because this is perfect for October. It's 10 most ridiculous horror movie villains.
Huh.
Do you need a second to catch
No,
your
no,
breath?
no, I'm good. Go ahead.
All right. So, no, like, what? Just off the top of your head, what's like the most ridiculous horror movie villain you've ever seen?
I'm gonna say Pennywise.
Pennywise? Well, I guess when he's a clown, that's pretty ridiculous. But
Eh, Actually, the part that was ridiculous was the whole like monster thing he comes.
well, you know, if the book was a lot better because it was a spider. In the movie, it was like, I don't know, a floating fucking cuttlefish or something. I don't know what that was supposed to be. All right, but you know what I would think of is I would think of oh shit, I just had it in my head too, but you just Stephen King'd it right out of my head. Oh man, shit.
The master of horror, right?
Yeah, well, I like Stephen King, so.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty good author, considering how many books he has.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of them, and I've read most of them actually. Well, actually, you know, like a Stephen King story that was turned into a movie, and it was pretty with the Mangler, which was an evil laundry folding machine.
I think I saw that.
Oh God, it was so surprisingly not as bad as you'd think, but still pretty
Yeah.
bad, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, number 10 is this movie called Stay Alive. Have you ever heard of this?
I might have, but just in case I'm not thinking of the same one.
Apparently, it's like they tried to make a version of basically Nightmare on Elm Street. Same exact story, except instead of Freddy Krueger, it's like the Countess Bathory. And instead of like when you fall asleep, it's you're playing a video game, and if you die in the game, you die.
Okay, I heard of
Yeah.
this one.
So that's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
GameFAQs.com will fix you right up. Number 9 is a movie called Hideaway, which is from 1995, but I've never even heard of it. But apparently, this was a movie with Jeff Goldblum, and he realizes he has the ability to slip down CGI wormholes and witness the crimes of teenage psycho Jeremy Sisto. And apparently he fights a CGI angel at one point. This is 1995 CGI, so I can imagine it probably looks pretty bad. I think this might have went straight to video. I've never even heard of this.
I think so, kind of.
That's a terrible thing. All right.
It's definitely terrible. I never heard of it either.
Okay, number 8. Now, I've never seen this movie, but I've seen the first one. It's Ghost Rider 2. And,
I saw I saw the second one.
Mephisto was the bad guy. I mean, he was in the first one as well.
Yeah.
You know what? I hated the first Ghost Rider. I hated it with a passion. Have not seen the second one. Don't really want to. I heard there's a scene where Ghost Rider literally pisses fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a movie fueled by Nicolas Cage's insanity. Number 7 is Chud.
Wait, what's it called?
What?
What's it called?
Chud.
Yeah, it definitely does not compute.
It's a cannibalistic humanoid. I forget what the rest of it stands for. It's just these like, these like gloppy creatures. They do look pretty ridiculous. Number 6, motherfucking snakes on a motherfucking plane. Tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. You know,
I actually like that movie.
what's that?
I actually like that movie.
Well, yeah, but you gotta admit it's a pretty ridiculous premise. It's
Oh,
just that
yeah.
you're watching it because you want to see Samuel L. Jackson being Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for true comedy, you have to watch it on television where they censor the hell out of it. You know the motherfucking snakes on a motherfucking plane? You know what I hate this. They
It's
should
like
have just...
it's like mother flipping snakes, right?
No, it's worse. They should have just bleeped it. He says, I'm tired of these monkey-biting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
Oh,
That doesn't even make any sense.
you know, it really gets me with the whole censorship thing. It's like nowadays,
Just bleep it.
people. But the point is, why? The thing is, people hear this crap in the
Because
fucking
of the
street.
FCC, I mean.
I mean, that's my point. It's like you can walk around the street and hear every curse word that's bad, but yet they still censor it on TV.
I don't know. Number 5 is from I Know Who Killed Me, which I think the scariest thing in that movie was Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
So there you go. Number 4, Demon Warp. I've never even heard of this movie, but apparently, what would you think is the bad guy in a movie called Demon Warp? You'd think it'd be some kind of demon, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, it was a Sasquatch from space.
Okay, my mind is officially blown at this point.
I would say, yeah. I would agree with that. Number 3, Jason 10, the cybernetic Jason Voorhees in that one.
Okay, yeah.
You know, honestly, honestly, that's a movie that embraced the ridiculousness of Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
But the most ridiculous part was the robot chick.
Yeah.
That was pretty silly.
Who clearly was only made for one purpose. But, oh look, she's a martial artist and she's carrying a whole bunch of guns. But she manages to get her head ripped off.
Do you remember when her nipples fell off?
Mm-hmm.
That was legitimately funny.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2 is Leprechaun. I mean, yeah. The trailers and the commercials and shit tried to make that shit seem scary, but when you see it, there's no hiding how ridiculous it is.
I mean, it's somewhat gory. I mean, that one scene with the kid's face going through the shredder.
Yeah. I want me gourd. And then he went to space. And then he went to the hood twice. So, yeah, out of 10. Oh, wait, I'm not done. That was number 2. Number 1 is... Holy shit. Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, a.k.a. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. I gotta say, Leatherface isn't even the bad guy in that. The bad guy would be the fact that it's Renee Zellweger and what's his face, Matthew McConaughey, before they were famous, and that they could never ever live that down. But that movie was so bad, and I'm a huge fan of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's one of my favorite horror movies, but that's the 4th one, and by that point it's so diluted that they didn't even release it until after McConaughey and Renee Zellweger became famous, and then they released it.
Oh yeah, because they wanted to try and play off of their fame.
Like
well, look who's in this film, and they're probably like, fuck.
Exactly, yeah. Like, it was released in 1994, but I'm pretty sure it was filmed like a couple of years before that. So there you go. But yeah, out of 10, I'm gonna say 8. I'm gonna say 8. What do you say, James?
I'm gonna give it 8.
8. Okay. So, all right, let's see. Oh, okay, now I have a video game list. 15 resurrected video game franchises that should have stayed dead. And I could tell, especially from the header, that the inspiration for this is they recently released Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. And it was terrible.
Oh, God.
And, you know, it was an obvious thing where, like, Activision had to release something with the Tony Hawk name on it or they would have going to lose the rights, so they just shat that out, you know?
Yeah.
They hadn't done anything for a while. Number 15, Rainbow Six.
How many of those are out already?
I didn't even know they made a new Rainbow Six.
Yeah, it's like Rainbow Six Siege or
That's exactly, yeah, that's what it is. I see it right here, Rainbow Six Siege, you're right. Yeah. They took one fucking Tom Clancy novel and turned it into like 20 games. So, there you go. Next up, I wish they'd put these all on one page. Number 14, Alone in the Dark. I'm going to be a little controversial here, and I'm going to say Alone in the Dark was never any good.
I never even played it, so... Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. It's right there in the title, Alone, right? Alone in the Dark. It's about being alone in a scary situation. It's survival horror. So, of course, the new game, Alone in the Dark Illumination, makes it a online multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be alone with a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. Number 13, Rock Band. Rock Band 4 is coming out. I wasn't crazy about 3, and that's about, like, when Rock Band 3 came out, that was about when the whole guitar-driven rhythm games were kind of dying down at that point. Also, Guitar Hero's making a comeback as well. I mean, I think that they should just kind of let this one go. I mean, don't do it.
There's so many other things that they can make games out of, but...
The problem was, like, it started with Guitar Hero, and that was a really good game, and then they're like, there was a couple of sequels, and it was going along good, and then they got greedy, and they started releasing way too many of them, way too close together. So, and those fucking controls are expensive. Alright, number 12, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, which, according to reviews, the latest one should have been Tony Hawk's Pro Glitcher. Professional glitch artist. Number 11 is Thief. Now, the new game, some people call it Thief 4, but it's actually just called Thief. Somewhat controversial. I haven't played it. It seems to me, though, that the people who really hate it aren't the critics, but the people who were just kind of stuck in the past, and they're upset that it isn't exactly like the first game. So, I think the problem is not that they brought Thief back, but that they stopped making them for so long. You know what I mean? James?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Number 10, Need for Speed. I lost interest in these a while ago. And apparently, listen to this. They're releasing a new game just called Need for Speed, aiming to combine the more recent always online mechanics with the street racing of the Underground games. Why should I have to be online to play a single-player game?
Yeah.
I hate that. Number 9 is Deus Ex. Why would no? First of all, that was not a resurrected franchise. They've been making those for a while. So, no, fuck you. That's some bullshit. Number 8, Medal of Honor. Well, how familiar are you with Medal of Honor, James?
I played a few.
Like back on PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those were really good. And then, the thing is, like, Medal of Honor was one of the first, like, really popular World War II games. And they made a bunch of them. And then Call of Duty came along, and that kind of did it better,
Yeah.
And then Call of Duty moved past World War II.
Yeah, it first moved to modern times.
Yeah, you had your Modern Warfare.
Then it went back to, like, the 60s.
Yeah, you had your Vietnam, and, and then you had your future stuff, and, I don't know if you know this, but Black Ops 3 supposedly has some World War II stuff in it, which I think would be really interesting.
Yeah, I heard it's something to do with, like, they're going inside the person's head and back in time, and...
Honestly, like, I'm a huge fan of these games. When I saw the story trailer for Black Ops 3, I was like, is this a Metal Gear game? Because that's what this story reminds me of. It's all this crazy fucking psychological shit. But anyway, Medal of Honor made a comeback a couple of years back with a game. It was just called Medal of Honor. It was modern. It was like, Modern Warfare. It was very good. And then they made a sequel that was so bad that it effectively destroyed any hope of there being any more.
Yeah.
What was that? Warfighter, I think it was called? So bad.
Right.
So bad. Ugh. All right. Number 7, Carmageddon. I mean, they never should have made those to begin with.
Why?
It's like let's do like Mortal Kombat with cars, basically, except without the story or any of the interesting characters, just a lot of
So
blood.
basically Twisted Metal without any good story.
Yeah, well, except instead of destroying the other cars, you're trying to run over as many people as you can.
Okay, so it's GTA 5 without the story.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, it's like, yeah, and you can't get out of the car, and there's no missions, it's just trying to run over people. Pretty much, that's it.
What kind of six son of a bitch came up with that game? It's
Actually,
like really.
what
it's
kind
like,
of sick son of a bitch bought it? That's what I want to know.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay, number 6 is Prince of Persia. Well, this has been rebooted a few times. I like the Sands of Time trilogy. That was
Yes,
really
I love that one.
good. But, you know, they keep rebooting it. Ubisoft's
Yeah.
in control of it, so you know it's going to be glitchy.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I played the GameCube one. I like that one.
Well, there was a couple of them on the GameCube. There was Sands of Time, and there was the Forgotten Throne.
No, it was Sands of Time.
Okay.
It was definitely Sands.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I liked. I liked the story. The gameplay was pretty decent.
It's a pretty decent movie they made out of that, too.
Yeah.
Number 5 is SSX.
Huh.
Well, you know, like there was...
I liked that.
SSX came out at the right time because everybody was interested in snowboarding. Now, not so much. I mean, because it wasn't just... You had SSX, you had Snowboard Kids, you had Cool Boarders, you had 1080. It was at a time where that was very interesting to people, and now people are like, we're kind of over it. So there you go.
It was good while it lasted. Now it's like...
It's like Guitar Hero, like it really, or Rock Band. It really only needed to exist in that one time, you know. Number 4 is Ninja Gaiden. I gotta say, I liked the games back in, you know, Nintendo, and then they made the Xbox ones. Those are good. And then recently they did this Ninja Gaiden Z, which was just ridiculously stupid.
I like the original. The original, I think it was like NES or Super NES that they had it on.
Well, it was the original was an arcade game actually.
Right.
But the Nintendo ones were the good ones because they had a story.
Yeah, those I liked. I couldn't tell how many times I was like, I don't remember what level it was on where I kept on dying in the same stupid spot. I'm like, jump, jump, jump.
Was it level 6-2 or?
I think it might have been. It was like
you got those tiny little platforms and they all have enemies on them and.
It's like,
you can't reach them.
Why are you doing to me? I love the game, but
it got hard, yeah. Number 3 is SimCity. I will always be a proponent that they should make more of these because I think that, you know,
time goes on.
It's a more intelligent type of game, and I think that people want to play these things. But the latest one just sucked. They just need to make them better. That's all. Now, when you tell people, and this is going back to EA's ridiculous policies, you have to be online to play the single-player mode.
Which is retarded.
And then, since everybody's trying to play it like on day one, you can't get online because the servers are crashed. So you can't even play single-player because the servers crashed. So that's just ridiculous. And it was proven that they lied when they said the online part of it is important to make it run. Because somebody
they didn't have enough servers. They obviously didn't.
Well, but you don't need the servers. Somebody hacked the hell out of the game and proved that it can be run offline.
Oh.
So they lied.
So, yeah,
it was supposed to be an anti-piracy measure, but just, you know. Okay, number 2, I'm sad about this one, but I do agree, is Castlevania, my favorite series of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I will say something about this. I love the reboot. It was one of my favorite games ever. It had 2 sequels. The first one on the 3DS was really cool. I enjoyed the hell out of it. The second one, Lords of Shadows 2 on Xbox, it was a little disappointing, especially the story, but I still loved it. The only problem was that Konami are a bunch of fucking assholes. And they weren't making these games. The reboot Castlevania series was made by a company called Mercury Steam. They're from Spain. And it's so clear that they were forced to end the series. Like Castlevania Lords of Shadows 2, it was the end of the trilogy, basically. And they said that was the last game in the series. And it's so clear from the fact that nothing is resolved in the ending at all. It's completely open-ended. It's so clear that they wanted to continue, but Konami wants to focus on mobile games and shit like that. So Mercury Steam's moved on to other things. They're working on some kind of science fiction game. The original creator of the modern Castlevania games is doing his own game called Bloodstain, which is on Kickstarter and was like the most successful Kickstarter game of all time. So there's really no reason for Castlevania to come back now.
Yeah.
Because Bloodstained is essentially going to do what Castlevania did already. So, yeah, it's sad because, like, I grew up on this. You know, I'm a gamer, but I'm also a huge fan of horror movies and horror culture. And Castlevania is all that put together. I mean, the first time I played Castlevania, it's like, here's a game where you're fighting, like, mummies and Medusas and Frankenstein's monster and Dracula and Grim Reaper all in one game. That's so cool. And I always got really into these games. But, yeah, they don't need to bring it back because, you know what? They have brought Castlevania back in Japan as a fucking erotic pachinko game. Not only, I mean, am I offended by the fact that that's what they think of Castlevania? They're going to make it into a pachinko game, but they got to make it a sexy pachinko game. I mean, they could just suck
it's
my
Japan.
They can kiss all of my ass at this point. The whole thing, the cheeks, the whole top to bottom, just kiss my big white American ass. And number 1 is Duke Nukem.
God, can they please stop with that?
Here's the thing about Duke Nukem. This is it's like Rock Band and all these others that existed in a perfect time in the 90s. That was the perfect thing for the 90s. It's not the perfect thing for now. I think, personally, that Duke Nukem could work if it was a little more ironic. Like, I was talking with people and saying that if they made a movie out of Duke Nukem, it would be really funny if he was exactly the way he is in the games, you know, just like the one-liners and, you know, everything, the attitude, the sun, everything, exactly like that. But everybody else was incredibly annoyed with him. But the government would keep using him because he's just really good at killing aliens, so they'd have to hire him, and he'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna kick it. Like, you know what would be funny if, like, the whole idea of them, like the aliens kidnapping all the women was just something they told him to motivate him. You know, like, oh man, they stole all the women, and he's like, nobody steals our chicks and lives, and he puts on his sunglasses, and he gets his tank top, and he goes off with his Gatling gun, and they're all just like, oh, he's such an asshole. Or like, he'll be like, hail to the king, baby, and they're like, oh, come on, you stole that from Evil Dead. So that's what I think of Duke Nukem. But, yeah. What do you say out of, what was this, 15, actually. What do you say, James?
13.
13? I'm going to say 12. 12. I don't even know why I'm doing that. I'm, like, losing my mind right now.
Well, with all those games on that list, I don't blame.
Okay, so Hawkstar 5088 sent me a couple of lists here. And this is so weird. I can't help but do this. He sent me from Huffington Post, which is not a site that I usually visit, but they do list sometimes. 25 best condiments.
Okay, interested.
What do you think is the greatest condiment of all time?
Mustard.
But well, that's a very wide brush. What specific type of mustard did you say?
Golden brown.
Brown mustard? Okay. All right, so we're starting with number 25 is Vegemite or Marmite, which I think is the same thing.
Never had it, so I'll take your word for it.
Well, it looks disgusting. They don't sell it here, but apparently it's some sort of vegetable paste, like a jelly. So that's just gross. Number 24 is pepper jelly. Pepper jelly. I don't know. All right, number 23 is honey mustard. I like a good honey mustard. What do you say, James?
I like honey mustard. I've had it before.
It goes good with fried chicken.
Yeah.
Number 22 is relish. That's you know what, though? Here's the thing about relish. I do like it, but other than putting it on a hot dog, what are you ever going to do with relish?
Well, I'm sure there's somebody out there who eats it just as.
Just like spooning it out of the thing into their mouth. All right, number 21 is tartar sauce. I like tartar sauce.
Never had it.
You've never had tartar sauce?
Nope.
What's wrong with you? Wait, so you've never had like a fish sandwich at any fast food place?
Nope.
Because they all put fucking tartar sauce on it.
Never had it.
Wow. You just not like one of those people that just don't eat seafood?
I eat some seafood. You know, clam strips. Occasionally some shrimp.
Clam strips are like the perfect thing to dip in tartar sauce.
Well, I've never had tartar sauce. Can we stop making it about the tartar sauce?
I'm just amazed that you've never had it. Okay,
You got 22 other names on that list, other things on that list, and you still haven't gotten to them.
yeah, I know, because I'm amazed that you've never had tartar sauce. Well, basically, do you know what it is even?
Yes.
Okay,
yes, I do.
All right, number 20 is horseradish. How the hell does horseradish beat out tartar sauce? Who the hell eats horseradish?
Clearly more people than those who eat tartar sauce.
Well, I don't know. That's a little weird. Okay, number 19 is yellow mustard. It has its uses. It's not my personal choice, but...
I mean, you know, if you want to have mustard, and you don't want the more spicy brown mustard, then.
You don't want the good kind. You can have this stuff.
Yeah.
Number 18 is... What? There's like this pop-up in the way that I can't... it's ranch dressing. I hate ranch dressing. I hate it. I just detest ranch dressing. What do you think of ranch dressing?
I actually like ranch dressing.
I can't even do it. There's no way. Number 17 is chutney.
Never had it.
I hate chutney. It's basically like mashed up plums and like other kinds of fruits, but it doesn't taste bad, but it's got this nasty consistency. Like, it's slimy, you know? All right. Number 16 is soy sauce. I like soy sauce. James?
What's it? Soy sauce?
Soy sauce, yeah.
I like soy sauce.
Yeah, soy sauce is good. Number 15 is barbecue sauce.
Has its uses.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, barbecue sauce. I don't even think that's a condiment. That's like a marinade, you know. So I don't know. Number 14 is tahini. I don't think I've had tahini.
Never had.
According to this, it's a sesame paste.
Sesame paste.
It's interesting. I've never had it though. Number 13 is wasabi.
Never had it.
That'll open up your sinuses, I'll tell you that much. That shit's spicy. You never had... So you don't eat like sushi or nothing?
Nope.
No. Number 12 is ketchup. See, I personally think ketchup is boring.
Yeah.
And I think it's too sweet. I think it just like annihilates the flavor of everything around it. So
It does.
I don't agree with it being so high. Number 11 is harissa. I don't know this one. Oh, it's a hot sauce. Okay. It's a blend of hot peppers, spices, and oil. So that got promise to it. Okay, number 10 is fish sauce. You know, I don't trust anything that has such a generic name.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of fish are we talking?
Yeah, it could be mackerel, or
It could be anything. It
Thank
looks.
God.
It's got a picture of it. It looks like whiskey. Very strange. Number 9 is Tabasco sauce.
Never had it.
You know, I don't know. It's a little too vinegary for me. You know what I mean? It's a little too strong. Number 8 is aioli. Well, I mean, I like aioli, but how many situations are you in where you're like, yeah, aioli would be great on this?
Well, I guess most kinds of pasta.
You put, I don't know. Wendy's used to put it on one of their chicken sandwiches. That was pretty interesting. Number 7 is hoisin sauce.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's kind of similar to teriyaki, but it's much thicker and a little sweeter.
Hmm.
So, Number 6 is Sriracha. I just like saying it. Have you had Sriracha?
No.
It's kind of a fad. Like lately, everybody fucking talks about Sriracha, and they say it makes everything taste better. And I'm just like, okay, it's hot sauce. How good could it be? You know, or whatever. Number 5 is mayonnaise. What's your take on mayonnaise, James? I'm kind of ambivalent.
Has it juices?
I'm kind of ambivalent to it.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, egg salad, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Things like that.
But just putting it on something is I don't know. Number 4 is raspberry jam. Would you consider raspberry jam to even be a condiment?
I mean, you know what? You can't really discount sweet things because there are some hot sauces that use sweet stuff. So
Yeah, but like,
raspberry jam by itself, I wouldn't consider a condiment now. If it was something else, like something spicy or something hot, maybe. You know?
Speaking of which, number 3 is salsa.
Huh. Okay.
I don't know anybody that doesn't like salsa. So I mean, yeah. Number 2 is vinegar, which that's a very broad term because there's like 5 million different types of vinegar.
Apple vinegar.
White wine vinegar, balsamic vinegar, yeah.
Yeah.
And number 1 is brown mustard. So you called that one right there. Brown mustard really is.
Yes, I do.
Oh wait, actually no, it's actually Dijon. See, they get these little things that this website is so poorly designed. Well, you know what it is? Is each of these pictures? See, there's the title where it says what it is, and then a picture, but between the two is a little fucking Pinterest thing, you know? And the Pinterest thing has a little pop-up that tells you how many people have pinned it, like I fucking care, and it covers up the title. So I saw N mustard, so I assumed it was brown, but it's actually Dijon mustard. But Dijon mustard comes in both yellow and brown varieties, so there you go.
Huh.
I'm disappointed by
Yeah.
this. Half of these I'd never heard of,
Yeah.
and some of them are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So out of 25, I'm going to give this like a 4.
I'm gonna give it a 4 too.
That could have been fun, but it I don't know. It just
They could have did a little more research or something. Come on.
yeah.
I mean, there's a place in Brooklyn. It's called the Hedonist. You know, the play on the word hedonist.
Yeah.
And they have like hundreds of varieties of hot sauce. They have ones with chocolate in them, and they're all amazing. You know.
Every single one of them, huh?
Well, they had an article in the newspaper, and they had it on the local news. They had people going in there, and they actually put the chocolate hot sauce in coffee.
Oh.
And apparently it was delicious. So
I would give that a shot. Why not, right?
Yeah, why not? Right?
That's yeah. You know me. I'll try anything once. All right. Let's see what else I got here. Okay, now Alex Shannon sends me some lists that sometimes I don't want to do them because they're a little too specific. You know what I mean?
Well, let's see how.
But this one it's very specific, but I think it's going to be fun. 13 of Orson Welles' greatest insults. Apparently, the man was very good at insulting people. Okay, so. And these are all, I guess, well, not all of them, but most of them are for specific people. The first one here is he was insulting Humphrey Bogart. And he said, now Bogart, who was both a coward and a very bad fighter, was always picking fights in nightclubs, in sure knowledge that the waiters would stop him, making fearless remarks to people when he knew he was well covered by the busboys. Oh, man. That's like that guy that you know that always wants to fight. And he's like, hold me back, you know? And the moment you're not holding him back, he doesn't want to fight anymore. Like when his friends are holding on to him, he's lunging, but as soon as...
Well, yeah, he makes it seem like he's actually going to fight, but he doesn't.
Yeah, those guys just... I hate people like that, and I guess Humphrey Bogart was one of them. Number 2, insulting Elizabeth Taylor. He said she has no neck left. Her shoulders come to her ears, and she's still young. Now look, imagine where her face will be when she's my age, and her navel, you know? Oh, snap!
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh boy. See, now, this is the pain that I live in. Andrew just messaged me. He says, you doing List Critics? I said, yep. He says, tell Tanya I said hi, and she's already gone. All right, number 3. Addressing visitors to his table who said it was nice to see him, he would reply, so nice to see you too, but that's enough. I could appreciate that.
That's great.
I like that. It's very nice to see you too, but we're done here. We're done. Number 4 on colorization, he said, don't let Ted Turner deface my movie with his crayons. No, look, I got no problem with movies being in color, but I think if a movie was in black and white, it should stay in black and white.
Yeah.
Because it always looks terrible when they colorize it, and Ted Turner had this bizarre fascination with doing that. Now, I've actually heard that quote slightly differently. It was a little more vulgar. He said, tell Ted Turner to keep his goddamn Crayolas away from my movie. But there you go. Number 5 on the Art Deco movement. I hate it, you see. I deeply hate it. The maid's furniture is what it is. I know that deco is bad. Let me be modest. When I was as young as 14, and I was so happy after the World War when people started building other things. There goes another one of those awful things down. I don't know. I like Art Deco, so I can't really relate. But
I'm indifferent, so either way.
Number 6. Apparently he met Hitler, and this is what he had to say. The world leader that really came to nothing as far as my memory was concerned was Hitler, and the days when the Nazis were just a comical kind of minority party of nuts that no one took seriously at all. The man sitting next to me was Hitler. He made so little impression on me that I can't remember a second of it. He had no personality whatsoever. Wow. That's perhaps the worst insult of all. Saying that the biggest butthole of the 20th century was just, like, not worth remembering. Number 7 on television. On my tombstone, I want written, he never did Love Boat. Oh. Okay. Well, everybody was doing Love Boat, so I guess he's just sick of it. Number 8 on actors. Some weeks ago, I heard you say to my distress, you had once been an actor. I'm always sorry to hear anyone I admire has been an actor. Oh, shit. Well, damn. Another one on actors, number 9. I've always said there are 3 sexes, men, women, and actors actors combine the worst qualities of the other 2. Wow, Orson. Tell me what you really think, huh?
Ow.
Shit. Number 10, being told he was overweight by Robert Blake on The Tonight Show. He said, you're right. I am overweight, and if I wanted to, I could lose the weight. But Robert, you're ugly, and I'm afraid there's nothing that can be done about that. You'll be ugly until the day you die.
Oh, damn.
You know who had a similar line about that was Roger Ebert, who.
Oh, I can imagine.
I get. You know what it was there was this one critic. Have you ever heard of the movie The Brown Bunny?
No.
It was bad, and it was.
That's why I never heard of it.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to see it. It was made by this guy named Gallo, Vince Gallo, I think, and I guess this one. This one critic gave it a really bad review, and he was pissed about it, and he said, well, if you were any kind of critic, how come you don't have a Pulitzer, you know? And then Roger Ebert inserted himself into this, and he said, this was all online, too, which was great, and he said, well, I have several Pulitzers, and I want to say your movie sucked. And then, so then his reply was, he called Roger Ebert fat. And Ebert says, yes, I'm fat, and one day I'll be thin, but you'll always be the director of The Brown Bunny. Snap. All right, number 11. On being asked to exaggerate the appeal of Paul Masson wine for an ad by comparing it to a Stradivarius, he says, come on, gentlemen, now really, you have a nice, pleasant little cheap wine here. You haven't gotten the presumption to compare it to a Stradivarius violin. It's odious. Number 12 on Bette Davis. I can't stand looking at Bette Davis, so I won't want to see her act. Well, damn. He didn't even like looking at her.
Wow.
This one's about his dog farting while he's eating, I guess. He says, "Oh, Kiki, she's forgotten herself. Oh, yes. Oh, isn't that terrible? This is a real, like, atomic warfare. Boy, that was one." I wouldn't necessarily call that an insult. This is a guy reacting to a dog fart.
Yeah.
Nobody likes dog farts. And that was the last one, but there's a bonus here. The one thing he couldn't criticize was It's a Wonderful Life. He said, it is sheer Norman Rockwell from beginning to end, but you cannot resist it. There's no way of hating that movie. So anyway, out of 13, I'm gonna go 12. Most of them are very good. The dog fart thing just should have been left off of there, though.
Yeah.
Just make it 12. So you're agreeing 12 there on that one?
Yeah, definitely.
He was good at insulting. You know who else was good at insulting was what's his face?
George Carlin?
No, I was thinking oh God, why can't I think? He was the Prime Minister of England, and I can't think of his name. During World War II. Oh, Winston Churchill. He was very good at insulting people.
Yes.
Yeah. He had a couple of good lines. Somebody should send in that. Like top 10 Winston Churchill insults. All right. I know you got to go soon. So let me see if I can... Oh, this looks fun. This is from Tickled.
Your eagerness it already inspires me to think it's going to be great.
Well, this is the 20 dumbest students ever. It's from Tickled. I like Tickled. All right. So these are just like things that teachers have submitted that their students have said that are just like beyond the realm of dumb. Number 1, why don't the terrorist countries have to follow the Constitution? If I try to count how many things are wrong with that, I don't think I can count that high. Why don't the terrorist countries follow the Constitution? All right, number 2. During World War I, why were all the women slaving away making shells for the war when they could have just gone to the beach and gotten them from there? Oh, God. Oh, Lord. I'm face-palming hard. Wow. Okay, number 3. So all 435 representatives live in one house. Yes, and they have a reality show. It's called C-SPAN. Number 4, an exchange between a professor and a girl. The professor says, "So who can tell me about Pearl Harbor?" And the girl says, "Oh my God, I love that movie." Not accounting for taste, because that was not a really good movie. But... Number 5, and I like Michael Bay, but that one sucked. Number 5, if we have weapons that can blow up the entire world, how come no one has used them? That's just amazing. That's just amazing. Wow. That is a poster child for birth control right there. All right, number 6. If China is ahead of us by like a day, why didn't they warn us about 9/11? Well, that's...
Terrible.
Yeah. Number 8. Sorry I'm late. Would you mind starting over? That's not even dumb. That's just a display of balls right there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Number 9. Okay, so the professor says, "What was the name of the Indian that helped guide Lewis and Clark?" Student says, "Sakatoa."
How about you sock it to him?
Yeah. Number 10. Rice grows in fields. I thought it was made from chipped potatoes. What the actual shit? Who? It doesn't even taste like potato. Maybe that person needs to learn how to cook rice. Holy shit. Number 11. I have a note from my mom. Can I get an extension? And considering this seems to be a college-age thing, that's pretty sad. Number 12. The professor says, "You have 90 minutes for this exam." The student says, "You told us we have an hour and a half." Amazing. Number 13. In class, we were discussing the hole in the ozone layer. Some girl blurts out, "Oh, that is the hole that the space shuttle flies through, right?"
Oh my God.
It's like Return of the Jedi. They got to open up the shield. Okay, number 14, we were discussing forest fires that were going on somewhere in the Midwest at the time, and a girl asked, how can the fires keep burning for more than one day? Do they start back up every morning? I can't even understand the thought process there.
No.
I am literally too smart to understand that.
Definitely.
Number 15, English professor was collecting food and stuff to send to Japan after the tsunami, mainly rice. Girl raised her hand and asked if it was to soak up all the water. Did you just hit yourself?
Yes.
Wow. Number 16, biology professor. Look at the person sitting next to you. You share 99% of your DNA with them. Student, oh my God, is that why you did the seating chart this way? Must have been. Number 17, did Albert Einstein invent electricity or did he just discover it? Well then. Number 18, if a bear and a deer were the last things on Earth, would they mate? Well, maybe, but there ain't going to be no babies coming out of that. Number 19, during a lecture on greenhouse effects, the students raised their hand and asked, why wouldn't they just stop building greenhouses? Oh, that easy. And finally, number 20, freshman bio class talking about DNA change via free radicals and how some foods have antioxidants. Obnoxious super tan girl in front row. So, like, how many blueberries should I eat if I, like, tan twice a week?
Terrible.
Well, keep eating them till you choke. That's what I would say to that. Out of 20, yeah, this is pretty fucking stupid. I'm going to give it a 20.
Mm-hmm. I'm giving it a 20.
Now, this next list that I have here might be a little bit on the creepy side in a way. But it might be fun. It is the 15 worst physical sensations that are entirely painless. So these are just sensations that everyone hates, but it's not actually painful. Number 1, when seaweed grazes your feet or legs in the ocean. Well, guess I'm dying now. Why is that so unpleasant? Like, you've been there, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? I mean, I know it is like the worst fucking feeling. I don't know why. Number 2, your thighs sticking to the seat on a hot day. Well, yeah, that sucks. That's why you wear pants, but still, ow.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, trying to put on clean clothes after a shower in a hot and humid room. Oh. That is bad, yeah. Number 4, randomly crunching down on a couple of grains of sand while eating.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. Number 5, when you think there is one more step and you stomp the ground like it owes you money. That's also like you almost feel like you're going to fall when that happens, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that is pretty bad. It's frightening. Number 6, or when you're sleeping and you think you're falling but you wake up and realize that you're not. And then, of course, there's the few seconds where you're completely disoriented, like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Number 7, stepping on a wet floor while wearing socks. Squelch.
Oh. That's terrible.
That is pretty bad. Number 8, walking through an unseen spider web. And if you see somebody walking through a spider web from a distance, it looks like they're just, like, fighting invisible robots or something. They start flailing. Number 9, that feeling you get when you suddenly realize that you left your phone or wallet in a public establishment over an hour ago.
Oh.
Well, that's where your bowels just drop down into your legs.
Yep.
That's what it feels like. Number 10, hiccups lasting more than an hour. I detest hiccups any more than 5 minutes, and I just want to shoot myself.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11, when you really need to sneeze but can't. You know, some people can just look into like a bright light and that'll make them sneeze.
Really?
Yeah, it's some sort of genetic thing.
Huh.
Number 12, that cold, shivery, chill feeling. Every hair standing on edge that comes immediately before a massive surge of diarrhea. You know what? That feeling is pretty bad, but then the feeling that comes right after that is probably worse.
Oh, I can imagine.
It is true though. It's like you like you're sitting there and it happens, but there is that moment where it's like somebody just like froze your heart or something.
Mm-hmm.
Number 13, your hand reaching through the disgusting cold sink water to reach the drain after it's been sitting for a couple of hours because you forgot to drain it. See, now I won't do that. I will actually start running hot water so that I don't have to touch that cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll get like a fork or something. I'm not reaching into that shit. Number 14, biting down a little too hard and accidentally dragging your teeth against each other like nails in a chalkboard, but in your mouth.
Yeah.
All right, I just kind of got goosebumps just from reading that. And I just got goosebumps from reading the next one. I don't even want to say it, but number 15, pulling styrofoam liner out of a cardboard box. Worst. Anything to do with styrofoam. I hate styrofoam. All right, out of 15, considering that every hair in my body is on end right now, just from reading this, I got to give it a 15.
Yeah, I gotta give it 15 because that shit is...
All right, one more, and then we'll let you go because I know you got to get out of here. This is 15 things that are classy if you're rich, but trashy if you're poor.
Huh.
So nothing changed. It's the same exact thing, but if you're rich, it's a classy thing to do. If you're poor, it's a trashy thing to do. Number 1, getting trashed in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. The only difference is the price of the alcohol and whether or not the alcohol was distilled in the general vicinity of the cabin.
Huh.
So the difference being that, like, the poor people live in the cabin and probably made it out back, while the rich people buy it at Whole Foods and then take it to the cabin as a vacation. Number 2, having someone drive you around. Sure, I'm in the back alone and it's a limousine, but you add one stranger and suddenly it's a city bus and I have to put my pants back on. Oh. Okay. Number 3, if you are weird and rich, people call you eccentric, but if you're weird and poor, people call you crazy. That is true. Number 4, day drinking. A minimum wage employee can't enjoy a cold beer at lunch. Meanwhile, the boss gets to have mimosas during a business break, beer at business lunch, and wine for business. We went home early.
Nope.
That sounds about right. Number 5, having a lot of kids. Bonus points for having one named Junior.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6, inbreeding. Famously done by rednecks and royalty. That's gross no matter who you are. I don't care. I don't care who your daddy is. Don't fuck him. Number 6. Oh, that was number 6. Number 7. Having a dinner table made out of a repurposed door. It's arty and classy only if the reason you're doing it isn't financial. I've never heard of anyone doing that to begin with, whether they were rich or poor.
Yeah, that's news to me.
Yeah. Number 8. Gambling. It's true when you think about it. Yeah. That's probably like the easiest example to come up with. Number 9, having animal skins and parts in your house. It's only classy to keep stuffed dead animals if you also have a lot of money. Oh, I never thought of that, but they're right on that one too. Number 10, revealing dresses, like what you would see on the red carpet versus what you see at the red light district. Seems like the only difference sometimes is the setting. Well, to be honest, I never saw, like, Scarlett Johansson go out in booty shorts and a tank top on the red carpet, you know?
Yeah.
Not that I would complain if she did that, but I've just never seen it. Number 11, Florida. Just Florida, you know? Wow. Number 12, eating snails. Cool if you're doing it at a fancy French restaurant. Not so cool if you're scrounging random slugs from the pavement and popping them in your mouth. I think you got to cook them first, but yeah.
Yep.
When I lived in Brooklyn, the next door neighbor ate snails, like not like off the ground, but they like bought them in a store and like boiled them. And I know that it's called escargot and it's supposed to be very fancy, but I can't get over that. It's too close to eating insects for my taste. I think if I'm going to eat something that was alive, it had to have had a skeleton. It's a fairly reasonable request, right? Yeah. Number 13, living off your parents' wealth. I guess so, huh? It depends on how much of it there is. Number 14, multiple cars on your property. A garage full of sports cars is cool, but a front yard crammed with rusting junkers isn't quite the same. And number 15, and I know you'll appreciate this one, James. Last but not least, getting financial handouts from the government.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, if it's welfare, they hate you. If it's a bailout, well, they still hate you, but in a different way. Out of 15, what do you say, James?
I give it 12.
I'm going to go 13 on that one. 13.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. I'll see you guys a little later in the month with List Critics 2. Thanks for coming around and saving my ass yet again, James.
I'm going